My parents sued to evict me so my sister could own her first home. In court, my 7-year-old asked the judge, "Can I show you something Daddy doesn't know?" The judge nodded. She held up her tablet, pressed play. I'm Matt, 35, architect, divorced. I design schools during the day and build pillow forts with my 7-year-old daughter Nora at night. She's the kind of kid who tapes cereal boxes into castles. We've been living in the carriage house behind my parents' place ever since Nora had a medical emergency that nearly wiped us out financially. It wasn't charity. I gutted that place. New floors, wiring, egress windows. I paid for everything. I paid rent. I paid utilities. I even paid their property taxes twice. And then there's Ava, my little sister, 30, works in event marketing, the family's golden retriever in human form. She shows up late, cries cute, and always gets what she wants. When she walks into a room, my parents tilt the whole house toward her, and what she wanted was my house. It started with wine at Sunday dinner. She twirled her glass and goes, "It's kind of perfect back there, like a starter home." I laughed. "For who?" She goes, "For me, obviously." I looked around. My mom was still plating asparagus like it was a cooking show. My dad kept cutting chicken like his fingers weren't numb. Nobody looked at me. I gave Nora both drumsticks because I suddenly didn't want anything. Nobody said it out loud that night, but I could feel it shift. My sister had decided she wanted it, and they were already helping her get it. Next week, my mom asks to meet at a cafe. She shows up with a folder. Of course. "We've been talking," she says. "About what?" "Ava's ready to buy. We think it's time to make the carriage house official." I blinked. "Official how?" "She wants to own it. She wants the house I live in. She's been saving. It's not for sale. She needs to build equity. I'm still raising your granddaughter in there." Mom slides the folder to me like she's handing over a spreadsheet. Inside, comps, a sketch of the lot line, and a draft lease termination. It gave me 90 days to get out. 90 days so Ava can start her journey. I said no. They sued me. I stood on my porch holding the certified letter while Nora leaned on my leg asking, "Why do you look mad?" "I'm just thinking," I said. "Because how do you explain to a 7-year-old that grandma and grandpa are evicting her so her aunt can post housewarming pics on Instagram?" I pulled out everything. Rent receipts, emails, bank transfers labeled carriage house heat, and taxes. The email from Mom saying, "Thanks for handling the property stuff this year." Every time they pretended it wasn't a real rental, I had proof it was. And Ava, she kept showing up, hovering in my doorway like a real estate agent. "I'd paint this wall," she said once like I was already gone. Court day came. Ava wore white like she was accepting a diploma. My parents sat beside her like she was their emotional support animal. Their lawyer stood up, started in with permissive use, license revocation, reasonable expectation of ownership. He kept saying first home like it was a holy calling. I stood and said, "I paid for everything. I remodeled it with permission. I paid rent. I paid taxes. This isn't generosity. This is theft dressed up as family." The judge raised a brow. "Do you have documentation?" I slid over the folder. Every word. Ava stood up, blinking hard. "I'm not trying to steal anything. I've worked really hard. I deserve a home." "You do," I said. "Just not mine." Then it happened. Nora stood up. She tugged her mom's sleeve and said, "I want to show the judge something." Jess, my ex, froze. "Nora," I said, "now's not the time." The judge looked over. "She may speak." Nora marched up with her tablet like she was presenting a science fair project. "It's a video," she said, "from the day Grandma and Aunt Ava came over when Daddy was at work." The judge hit play. There they were. My mom and Ava walking into my house without permission. Ava yanks the battery out of the carbon monoxide detector. "If the inspector fails it, he'll have to move. Faster this way," Ava says, smiling. Mom doesn't stop her. She lifts drawings off my desk. "We'll say we thought they were old." And then little Nora's voice from upstairs. "Hi, Auntie." Ava looks up. "Hey, Peanut. Remember, this is a surprise. Don't tell Daddy we were here." The video ends. No one breathes. The judge says nothing. She just stares at my parents like she's watching their funeral. "I'm denying this petition," she says, with prejudice. She bans them from the property. Refers the video to the housing authority. Tells me to get my locks changed immediately. Ava's face? Priceless. My mom tries to speak. "We didn't mean," "You meant exactly what you did," the judge says. We left the courthouse. On the porch that night, Jess hugged Nora and whispered, "Hero." I ordered new deadbolts and a pizza. The next morning, my mom texted, "We were just thinking of Nora. Children need a yard." "She has one," I replied. "It's 15 feet away. You're not invited." Ava posted a condo key pic the same week. Caption, "New beginnings, key heart emoji, sparkle emoji, hashtag girl boss." At the grocery store, she walked up and said, "We should talk." I looked at my basket. Milk, eggs, maple syrup, screws. "We are," I said. She stepped back, saw the camera above us, and muttered, "Enjoy your little shack." "I will." Then I bought whipped cream, just because.